Being in IMD is really demanding, to be honest. I'll say if you really want to be in IMD, you should be ready for any unorganization. You should be able to change last minute stuff. So once someone teaches you stuff, it's probably going to get changed on the day of the show, probably like 2 minutes before we go on stage. It's really demanding. We always aim for perfection, and which is a hard thing to really achieve. So the thing we can do is just work towards it. Performing with IMD depends on whatever show you're doing, really. When it comes to really, really big shows, it's much more pressure on you as a dancer because there's no room for mistakes, really. And when you flop, everyone will see. And then when you do flop, it will get picked up on when you come off stage. It's really scary. No one is banting on stage. There's no time to laugh. You're just focused. You're focused, but at the same time, you really need to give your performance, which is the hardest thing. Are you trying to say I'm dumb? You have to really focus on getting everything right, energy on point, control everything, performance, which is the hardest thing, because when you're trying to focus and get every move right, performance is really hard, because performance is just, people overlook performance because it's just smiling, ooh, yeah, all that. But it's really important in IMD, and which is the hardest thing because people tend to feed off that energy. So if you're not making noise really on stage, everyone is scared, and a mistake is more likely to happen when everyone is quiet. Rehearsals are really, really stressful because we always have a show coming up and we're always working towards something. We don't really have a rehearsal where we just get time to relax and train, and even that, you're training towards something, so you have to train hard. So most rehearsals is we're gonna leave the room while all the mirrors are steamy, and then the floor's slippery, everyone's stressed out, hair buns out, gel dried out, sweat, everyone stinks. It's a really hard environment to be in, but it pushes you, and once you get used to it, it's really fun during rehearsals, especially when you hang out with the boys at the back. I'm one of them. Being in IMD, it's like being on a pedestal where you get to give back to people, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the situation, but from what I'm getting, most kids really look up to IMD. So when I speak to people, I don't really look at it as in, I usually look at it as in, yeah, we're equal, you know what I mean? Me and you are the same, you might even be better than me, but then they're looking at me like, oh wow, you're a god. And I'm like, it's not really, it doesn't really become apparent to me until when we meet kids like that telling us what we really are. And when we get even adults like OGs in the game telling us what impact we have on our generation, looking at it that way, that means that we really need to watch ourselves, really need to watch the way we behave, and just try our best to set good examples to people. So when that is the situation, it makes it kind of really hard to be in IMD, and it just makes it much more important. It becomes a whole serious thing, whereas before it was just about dance, but now it's about changing how people feel, changing the way people train, changing the way people speak to each other, and respecting each other as a community.